like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com. Dr. Hicks, how are you?
Okay, how was it?
I'm good. Here at St. Mark's on the Hill. The message today for Black History Month. What's the message?
The message is we are grounded in Christianity and love and belief in God's strength to carry us through any journey that man puts before us on this earth.
The significance of the spiritual in this journey.
The significance of the spirituals is that we as a people have given to the world this unique form of music no one can duplicate. We can always sing, and we are encouraging people that after all these hundreds of years to make sure it continues forever.
Okay, now you said the spiritual is the fundamental root of so much music that came afterwards, even the love music we listen to today. It all started with the spiritual.
That's right. Blues, jazz, all of it is steeped in the Christianity that the slaves brought with the spirituals across the waters from all parts of Africa.
Okay, now don't go nowhere. Now fast forward to around the 1950s and what that meant on Pennsylvania Avenue for the sake of history. What do you remember about Pennsylvania Avenue and the music, culture, history, legacy, tradition, etc.?
What it meant that people did not realize when they would see young men stand on the corner, 3, 4, often 4, quartet, and start singing the music that the spirituals are based on, African-based music. They would sing it, and it was their way of saying sometimes we're happy, sometimes it would say we're sad, sometimes it would say we're troubled, but we know how to reach the Lord through song, no matter whether we're on Pennsylvania Avenue, in jail, if we're in church, wherever it comes through.
Now, Dr. Hicks, you have given us a lot of history over the past couple of months on Baltimore, including mention of the Locks family, one of the oldest continually operated black business in America. You have enlightened us to Black Wall Street, Baltimore, which included being down around Howard and Lexington, where you led a sit-in on January 22nd, 1955. Any thoughts on why you want Baltimoreans, particularly those in the African-American community, to be proud of Baltimore, a city that once had the largest population of free blacks in the country? I think this was 10 years prior to the Civil War.
I am anxious to make sure our legacy, our history is not lost. There isn't any place in the world like Baltimore. We have produced more great leaders. When I think about W.E.B. Du Bois, who lived in Baltimore, when I think about Thurgood Marshall, that lived in Baltimore, all of the people who have paved the way for us to really be what the Constitution says we are, where a place where equality reigns. These people came out of Baltimore. We have done so much, and we should be acknowledged and remembered for it, and our children should know their history.
Now, you don't have a history of slavery in your family, and as you told me about that, I started looking around and learning more. There was this thing around 1859, if I'm not mistaken, the fugitive slave laws of Maryland, where the Maryland General Assembly began trying to create legislation that would lock freed blacks up. Did you know that?
Yes, we have always had attempts to control the black population. Remember, this was cheap labor. When you need cheap labor, it's nice to be able to find it and find it without a hassle. Slaves, you can't have slaves, let's have something else close to it. So it continues. We take young men that we lock up in jail for the most offenses that we would ignore any other time, and we put them out on the road, slavery. We continue to use blacks in that particular arena.
Okay, so
slaves in many ways.
Okay, so give us something uplifting to end off this beautiful interview at St. Mark's on the Hill as it relates to African Americans and others in the world having pride in the story of the African in this nation.
Well, the uplifting message is we will not be turned around. We're going to continue to fight for freedom and equality, and we're going to continue to get our story out. We have learned to read and write. We will continue to do movies and plays and programs and write poems. We are going to make sure that there will always be information about our legacy, and that Baltimore City, no matter who's in charge of it, will not keep us from having a recognition of what we have done for these hundreds of years in this country called the United States of America and this city called Baltimore.
We're so honored to be with you on this 2014 Black History Day celebration. 2014, the woman who led the first sit-in in the United States, January 22nd, 1955, Howard and Lexington, downtown Baltimore. We love you, Dr. Helena Hicks, Morgan State University.
Thank you. I love you too.
Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
These are the kinds of things that they support. So.
Frank, what do you think being here? How does it feel? Did you learn anything? WPB Network.
I didn't really learn anything. It just felt...
You didn't?
No, listen. It felt good. It felt good.
To be in church?
Oh, is that right?
No, to be reinforced.
Okay.
What we don't hear any longer. We no longer hear in our schools. We no longer hear taught in our communities. And it just feels good that someone is trying to reinforce some of our black spirit.
Dr. Helena Hicks is something else, isn't she?
Amazing woman.
Good
Amazing
deal.
woman.
Good deal. How you doing?
I'm doing.
Who is this? Since you started. Come on, Stan Stovall. Let's go.
Mother Adrian Dawson.
Okay. Hello, Mother. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And yourself?
Good, good. Your thoughts on today's Black History Month celebration?
Well, I expressed most of them because I got that microphone twice. However, I am so excited to see the community here at St. Mark's be able to share something like this, and I think Dr. Hicks's leadership was what brought forward the 9 other individuals who were able to step up and say, this spiritual is important to me, and they all picked them together, and it's a great opportunity for people here to share their leadership and their faith.
Good deal. We appreciate you, and I love these stained glass windows.
Oh, thank you.
The one and only, Mr. Erich March. How are you, sir?
Brother Glover, how are you, sir?
Big Brother Almighty, here in Baltimore. Any thoughts on Dr. Helena Hicks and this incredible celebration?
I think it's always incredible when we realize how rich and deep our history is and what we need to do to keep it alive for all the generations to come. You know, it's amazing to me that we continue to have celebrations like this that bring people of all colors together and celebrate a rich struggle that we have had in this country and continue to have, but we will survive and we will triumph. Amen.
Okay, that's all right. The one and only Erich March Funeral Home, a legacy, a history, a business tradition, straight out of Baltimore. I was just reviewing that the Funeral Directors and Morticians Association of Maryland, that comes out of Baltimore, is older than the national organization, founded in 1904, the year of the Great Baltimore Fire.
Absolutely. And we're still here and still strong.
We appreciate you, Mr. March. Love you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.